So in the previous classes, we saw about the rotation of the earth, the revolution, the rotation and revolution of the moon, and the different phases of the moon and how many days it takes for a revolution and for a rotation. Now, what are the other objects that you see in the sky? Which are the different celestial objects that we see in the sky? What is the meaning of celestial objects? Celestial means all that we see in space are called celestial bodies or heavenly bodies, as we can tell them. So which are the different celestial bodies that we can see in the sky? The earth is there, the sun, the moon, and also the stars, isn't it? Don't we like to observe the stars at night? How many stars can you see in the sky? Can you count the number of stars? We can't, isn't it? Why can't we count the number of stars? We can't count the number of stars because there are millions and millions and millions of stars in the sky. Now, if you observe the sky at night, how many stars can you see at one glance or one stretch? We can see about 3000 stars in one stretch. And do the stars remain there itself the whole night? No, isn't it? Why? Because we know, like the sun, the stars also do not move because sun is also a star. In the same way, the stars also do not move. They are always there in the sky. Now what moves? The earth moves. So due to the rotation of the earth, what happens? One star, if you observe a particular star for some time, after some time you can see the position of the star is changing. So if you observe the sky for a whole night, you can see about 6000 stars. That is from night to early morning. If you observe the sky, you will be able to observe about 6000 stars, different stars in the sky. So at one stretch you will be able to observe 3000 stars, and a whole night if you observe you will be able to see 6000 stars. Now shall I ask you a question? What is the shape of the star? If I ask you about the shape of the star, you will tell me the star is in this shape, isn't it? Because we have all during Christmas season, when you put the star in the home, we know we put a star with this shape, isn't it? But is the star this shape? Is the shape of the star this way? You are having a doubt. I will explain. All celestial bodies are spherical in shape. So all bodies are spherical in shape. Okay? The earth, the star, the moon, the sun are spherical in shape. So naturally, the stars are also spherical in shape. But why do we see the star in this way? We know sun is a star, and you have already learned that the sun is the closest star to the earth. That is why we see the sun so big. What about the other stars? All these stars are self-luminous bodies. What's the meaning of self-luminous bodies? They have light of their own. All the other celestial bodies, that is the earth, the planets and the moon, they don't have light of their own. They all reflect the light of the sun, isn't it? In the same way, all stars are self-luminous bodies, means they have their light on its own. From where do they get this light? We know sun is a ball of fire. There are different types of gases together. It is burning. That is why sun is a ball of fire. The same way all the other stars are also fire burning, because there are many gases together burning. Okay, so we can see star in different colors, in different shape. Why is it seen in different colors? Because some type of gases, when it burns, it shows different colors. So whichever gas is more on each star, that color, when it burns, that color is formed there. More about these things you will learn in the higher classes when you go. So now we know that the stars are self-luminous bodies, and they are millions and millions and millions of kilometers, light years away from us. We cannot imagine how far it is, and we cannot reach them also. Okay. Now, we know that the earth is having an atmosphere. We are looking at the star from the earth, isn't it? Earth has got a atmosphere, a cover which is covering the earth, which is called as the blanket of the earth. What is the blanket of the earth? The atmosphere. Now the atmosphere also has different layers. So we know the earth is here, and the earth is covered by an atmosphere. The atmosphere has many layers like this. This, when you go to the bigger classes, you will learn mesosphere, stratosphere, atmosphere, like that. Different layers are there. So the star is where above all these layers here, and these stars are here in the sky. Okay, so the stars are self-luminous bodies. What happens? The light, we are looking from here. Okay, we are looking from the earth. When we look at the star from the earth, the light of the star reaches here. We know that when light comes from one layer and it passes into another layer, it will move away from its normal. This you will learn in 7th standard. This is called as refraction. For example, if you take a tumbler of water and put a pencil into it, when you look from outside, what do you feel? We feel that from the empty space, when it goes into the water, we can feel the pencil is broken. Isn't it? But actually it is broken. It is not broken. We feel it is broken. The same things happen here. I can show you. 1 second. Now I have a tumbler of water. Please look into this. I have a tumbler of water. I am going to put a pencil into this. When I put a pencil into this, here you can see, from here the pencil is here. When you look into the water, you can see the pencil is little moved away as if it is cut. This is called as refraction. That is when an object, that is when light passes from one medium to another. Which is the medium on top here? Here air is filled here. Down liquid, water is filled. So these are two mediums. This is air and this is water. Here there is air and underneath there is water. So from light, when it goes, we are looking. So because there is light only, we can see. So when an object passes, that is when light passes from one medium, that is the medium is air, into water, we can see it is little deviated. This is called as refraction. The same thing happens in the atmosphere also, because there are different layers. So what happens? When light passes from here, it will be little deviated from its normal. Then again it will come here. When it reaches, again it will go. Again it will come. Like this, it will deviate and it will reach here. So when we look, what happens? Actually the light from the star is going through different layers of the atmosphere and reaching our eyes. So each time it goes into the different layers of atmosphere, we feel it is moving away. So when we look from here, we feel it is twinkling. So that is why we feel that the stars are twinkling. Why is it? Because the light is not coming straight. It is deviating in each atmospheric layer. So we feel it is twinkling. But the star is not twinkling. So this is why we see the stars twinkling. That is why we see the star in this shape. Because it is twinkling, we can see the light is moving away. So we see that the shape of the star is that. But actually the star is spherical in shape. I hope this is very clear. So a small box is given in your textbook. Stars are self-luminous bodies. The rays of the light from the star undergoes continuous change in direction while traversing through the various layers in the atmosphere. That is why stars appear to twinkle. This is given in your textbook. So I have just explained this with the help of an example for you to understand. Now below that we can see the picture of a star. Isn't it? Which is that star? You can see the sun. Look at the picture of the sun and look at the earth which is next to the sun. See? The sun is so big, but we don't feel that it is big. Understood? Because the sun is far away from us. So we know that the earth is so small and the sun is so big. So how many earth can go into the sun? 12 lakh earth can go inside the sun. Okay, the sun is a star which is so big which can contain 12 lakh earth. So only one earth is there. If there are 12 lakh earth, all that earth together, if you keep the sun, the size of the sun is so big. So imagine if the sun is so big, how big will be the other stars? They are so big. So there are so many stars which are bigger than the sun. For example, look at the next picture which is given in your textbook. You can see that which is that? Tiruvadira. In Malayalam you know this name of the star Tiruvadira, isn't it? Now this Tiruvadira and the sun is given there. Look at that. Sun is so small and Tiruvadira so big. But that Tiruvadira we can see in the sky. That when we go forward, I will tell you where you can see this Tiruvadira. So see the difference between the Tiruvadira star and the sun. It is so big. Isn't it? It is so big. So we know there are stars which are bigger than the sun, and the size of the stars are something we cannot imagine at all, because I told you in the beginning there are so many things in the universe or in the space which are beyond our imagination. Okay, only little things we know. So there are big stars bigger than the sun, but they seem to be so small because they are very, very far away. Now, why is it that so? Suppose we know an aeroplane, isn't it? When you go into the sky, if an aeroplane is flying, if you hold your finger, you can see the aeroplane is flying between your finger. But is the size of the aeroplane that? No. When it comes down and lands, we know how big the aeroplane is. But why do we see the aeroplane so small in the sky? Because it is far away from us, isn't it? Same way, the stars are big and beyond our imagination. We can see it small because it is very, very far away from us, and it is seen in a diminished manner, means small size. So we can see there are crore of stars in the sky, and they are crores and crores of kilometers away from us. That is why they appear in small size. Now the next star which is closer to the earth is Alpha Centauri. There is a star in the sky which is called as Alpha Centauri. Suppose somebody makes a call from America. We know it is the other side of the earth. We can hear them. Now during video call we can see them also, isn't it? So somebody is making a call from the earth to Alpha Centauri. It will take about 4 years for that sound to reach Alpha Centauri. How many years? 4 years. If you make a call from this end, from India to America, immediately that person can hear, isn't it? We know America is very far away. It is the other side of the earth. But somebody makes a call to Alpha Centauri, which is the closest star to the earth. It takes 4 years for that sound to reach Alpha Centauri. So you can imagine how far that star is. So like this, many stars are there which are kilometers and millions of kilometers away from us. So I hope this much is clear for you children. Write down about the star which is given in the textbook, and about Alpha Centauri write a fill in the blanks. Thank you.